It's always good to have an old photographer on the loose, you know.
There is something in you which is bigger than you.
It's a kind of intuition that you just put aside and you've completely forgotten it.
If I had to describe it in a word, I probably could say freedom.
It's like Alice in Wonderland, going into Wonderland, becoming more and more interesting, more and more revealing.
I'd never experienced anything quite like this. This was a completely different sort of energy.
The energy really comes in a beautiful, beautiful way, that it wants the best for me. It wants me to realise who I really am.
At a very deep level, I recognized that what was coming through him was totally pure.
Quella che si canalizza con Ratu è energia creativa, è luce, è pura luce, che è in ognuno di noi, perché è grazie a questa energia che siamo nati. Per cui in ognuna delle coscienze c'è questo barlume di luce.
And this energy causes a reaction in my body. There's like a reaction, there's a spontaneous vibration happening, a shaking. This is why this practice is called shaking.
It's a very, interesting question. Why am I here for Ratu, and well, basically, why am I here for myself? Which is always our wonderment.
Ho conosciuto Ratu tramite un amico, Ivo, che me ne ha parlato circa un mese fa, non di più. Parlandomi di Ratu mi ha raccontato dei particolari legati al mondo dell'energia.
Già da diversi anni avevo sentito parlare di Ratu, avevo la sua foto, però non ero mai entrato in contatto in realtà con la pratica.
I had no intention of looking for a martyr. I was not sick.
E io, essendo un praticante di arti marziali, sono stato subito invogliato da questa cosa e quindi gli ho detto sì, vengo volentieri.
With Ratu, I discovered something totally new, something that I had never really studied before, and that was energy. The energy that is in everything we do, that comes out in our voice, that comes out in our dance, that comes out in our life energy, in our relationships.
I thought I knew certain things about myself, which I did, but I found that the energy knew a lot more.
Straight away I connect with Ratu. Come from inside, and all the experience with Ratu come from inside anyway, from the body. It's like Ratu reconnect your body to life.
Because energy goes so deep, it goes beyond the atom. It is maybe the deepest thing. It is the élan vital, the life energy, the life force. And it is in absolutely everything, in every tree. And it must also be in us human beings, except that we have to wake it up first.
It's really just a question of believing in yourself, being determined and totally committed to yourself as being the priority.
Energi adalah sesuatu kekuatan alam semesta ini yang terdiri dari kekuatan api, air, angin, udara, atau alam yang telah menyatu dengan manusia. Sebab energi ini juga adalah suatu sinar suci.
Devo dire che all'inizio ero abbastanza dubbioso rispetto a questa cosa, ho praticato molte altre cose, ma questa era un po' particolare.
Sì, all'inizio era difficile perché comunque è una cosa molto diversa da quello che viene considerata la meditazione, la ricerca personale.
The thing is, when I entered the room, I felt like, wow, this is not normal here.
Dopo 2 o 3 giorni che praticavo con Ratu, ho capito che era la via giusta perché il corpo sentivo che si stava risvegliando e le emozioni si stavano risvegliando.
So instead of going back to my home, I stayed.
Why I'm here? Well, that's very long to explain, so I'm gonna try to make it short and very concentrated.
I first met Ratu in the end of 1999. But several years before that, I'd been doing Qigong energy practice, and really felt that I'd achieved a great deal in this.
Maybe 1 month before I met Ratu, I had put out requests that I really wanted to change my life. I didn't know how, and I didn't really know why. But I knew from deep inside I really needed to change my life. And 1 month later, Ratu appeared.
When I met him, I was at a point where I would say I was probably drowning after just searching for so long and coming up against moments of clarity, moments of really awakened vision.
The practice with Ratu, it's a long journey. It's every day working. Working means shaking.
I remember at the very beginning, just trying to feel the energy, and maybe for 2 months not feel anything.
I really didn't understand it at the beginning, but just went with the flow, and it was an amazing experience.
One session with Ratu Bagus, and really realised that all I'd done up until that point was just very superficial, and that there was this tremendous amount of work already to do.
But keep coming back, training, you know, pushing to feel the energy through my body, and
Now the energy's actually automatic. If focus for maybe 2 seconds, energy automatic, and as it's flowing through my body, now it seems very clear immediately that it hits a problem inside my body. I feel it.
Dan di dalam gerak ini tubuh kita di dalam merasa panas. Panas inilah merupakan sacred fire. Jadi sacred fire secara spiritual ini akan menyucikan manusia itu sendiri.
You look at him, he smiles, he points at you, and suddenly you shake and you jump up and down and you don't know why.
Lui a volte, o toccandoti o semplicemente guardandoti, ti arriva questa scarica che lui chiama elettricità, che è luce, che è amore, qualsiasi cosa sia, però arriva, ti inonda ed è gioia.
It feels in many different ways. It sometimes comes in as electric in my legs, into my heart. Sometimes it feels like warm inside. Feels like physical sensation of really real love.
Nel campo delle arti marziali l'energia è un qualcosa di tangibile, cioè fatto di forze e di muscoli, e quindi vedere che l'energia non è solamente questo mi ha aperto la mente a nuove scoperte.
Dan kalau kita lihat dari Kombu adalah suatu teknik. Yang teknik itu terdiri dari kekuatan sendiri dan pikiran. Bioenergi ini adalah kekuatan yang sangat universal, yang tidak bisa diorganisasi oleh siapapun.
Non importa se uno fa uno shaking stando fermo, muovendo solo le mani o agitandosi a più non posso, rotolandosi per terra, non è importante, non c'è una metodica specifica, e questo è il bello, il fatto che ognuno ha il suo metodo personale di shaking e nessuno può venire lì a dirti no, non va bene.
Sometimes it's just no mind, you know, have no mind, and then I can just follow my body and it feels truly free without my ego trying to control or to direct me.
E una delle cose belle di questa pratica è proprio la libertà, ognuno può esprimersi in qualsiasi modo, il corpo ha bisogno di manifestare quello che c'è dentro.
Met Ratu 2 years ago and my life has changed almost, it's difficult to put it into words.
I was always looking for something.
At the time when I met him, I was in desperate need.
Sentivo che ero sempre alla ricerca di qualcosa che mancava dentro.
Before I was taking any drugs I could get my hands on, drinking, smoking, anything to not feel connected to life. I didn't want to be here.
give yourself to it, this very continuous energy that allows me to keep shedding who I am and is working on so many levels as well.
I try and not judge whatever happens, but just to go with intuition, just to move intuitively without blocking it or stopping it.
You know, it's working for you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and it also, when you shake, it also helps your genetics.
I met Ratu and it just changed. I stopped the drugs, stopped the drinking, started to enjoy life and started to really feel that I wanted to be here, not wanting to escape anymore.
Sometimes the energy comes through very, very strong, and you know, sometimes it's like your mind's losing control for that period. You could be shaking away, and then like your body is doing something completely crazy.
It's like a sort of energy or a sort of stream is taking over your body. And in the beginning it's really frightening, and the first thing that happens is you're panicking and you just block it because you don't know what it is. And it's like, whoa, what's happening here?
The energy takes me into a space where spontaneous movements, you know, a lot of laughing, and you know, sometimes just ridiculous. You know how life is just so much fun, so free, without being in the constraints of my beliefs or my body.
And when I practice, I often get this sense of this kind of churning, sort of circular, kind of twisting movements and going into my organs and into the cavities of my body, kind of scouring them almost at times, it can feel like.
After 3 years of shaking, I know now that you can feel electric, that you can feel full of this energy, and I can understand, although I haven't reached that point yet, that some people can also have a vision of the astral world.
In my spiritual vision, I see a lot of fire and energy kind of unlocking things and burning the rubbish out. And I perceive lots of different colour bright lights as the darkness seems to get eaten by the light, and then my body starts to feel more light.
It isn't like a theory, it's not like something you go to, you know, to hear a teacher speak and then you go back into your life with no continuity.
When Ratu comes to me, when he gives me signs or touches me, I feel something wake inside. Sometimes like a big shock, like electricity or light will flash about my body like lightning, or some realization in my mind will bam, like an explosion. Sometimes also I can see from him, like real light.
One thing is sure, this practice is very strong with very direct and powerful results. And it is very much connected to the soul. Because my experience is the more I believe, the more I open up to it from the heart, the stronger it gets. The more energy I feel, the deeper it works.
Essentially, what Ratu has given me through this practice is the ability to contact, to rediscover that part of me that I was looking for, the eternal, universal, creative energy that is my heart and everybody's heart.
I just sort of said, well, this is something, it's like climbing a mountain, you know, this wasn't just as in, oh, look at the pretty flowers at the base of the mountain, you know, I sort of said, I have to go for it, you know.
Ratu says that energy is power, it is healing, and it is a bridge to God. And it looks maybe funny, you know, that if you look at the people shaking, how can this be a bridge to God? But it is, because I think we all carry God inside us, but we don't know.
A volte uno pensa di conoscere se stesso, il proprio corpo, come si muove, e invece poi uno si rende conto che invece ci sono dei blocchi.
I could feel in my body many physical blocks, and I knew I had emotional blocks and mental blocks, and I still do.
Infatti io mi sono scoperta ben bloccata nel collo e nelle spalle.
Sometimes with blocks, you know, it comes in and shows me where I'm feeling, where I have things that I still need to clear.
Se ci sono dei blocchi è perché comunque sia ci sono delle energie bloccate lì. Nel momento in cui questi blocchi scompaiono, perché il movimento comunque poi viene fuori e si liberano anche queste energie.
Jadi blok adalah kekuatan yang negatif atau yang bertentangan dengan tubuh manusia. Inilah energi yang akan menghilangkan semua blok-blok yang ada di dalam tubuh kita.
I was doing Qigong, I felt that the energy would kind of go through me, but it would go round the blocks. It would kind of go round them and miss them.
And then what happens is the energy gets stronger, and the body moves like automatically on its own. Emotions come up, different pains occur, or I become aware of different blocks.
The energy from Ratu seems to work somewhat differently in that I feel it actually goes into the blocks in a very strong way.
Not knowing how to shake, I was just standing there bending my knees and moving up and down, and then started to scream, and all this anguish and pain, emotional pain, was pouring out of my skull. This happened day after day, and eventually the energy just flipped me over.
Ci hanno comunque già spiegato sin da subito che erano comunque reazioni naturali, spontanee del corpo e che andavano lasciate correre, lasciate sfogare così come erano, continuando comunque a shakerare.
Sometimes it is really hard going. It is when the resistance is, like the block for example, inside, gets worked on by the energy, it can be painful. It can be a big fight to overcome the resistance to train or the tiredness or to focus again and to get up again.
Untuk itu dan teknik untuk mendapatkan energi yang sangat baik di dalam tubuh kita, kita harus tangkap dengan pasrah atau senyum. Pikir yang positif, energi akan bekerja dengan sempurna, memperbaiki semua organ, menetralisir juga organ-organ.
Devo dire che all'impatto questo metodo, questo shaking, dà un grande senso di appagamento perché si lavora duramente con il corpo, quindi si mette alla prova noi stessi, si tenta di superare i nostri limiti.
Ti porta allo sfinimento. Cioè, se ti dedichi veramente con tutta te stessa a praticare, ti sfinisci.
Cioè è una pratica nella quale bisogna impegnarsi fisicamente, quindi c'è un darsi.
Dan blok juga menghambat jalan kehidupan manusia secara material di samping spiritual. Dan blok ini akan merupakan efek menyebabkan manusia itu suatu saat sakit.
Trovo che la fatica fisica si possa superare solamente con una fortissima motivazione.
In 2003, I was diagnosed with breast cancer and I had a mastectomy and refused all other conventional medicines.
I had like a very deep sickness for a lot of years. My pancreas was calcified and barely functioning, hepatitis C, general kind of sense of being broken in my organs, in my spine, and various other things.
About 4 years ago, my doctor discovered leukemia in my blood. And I went to hospital and did a first treatment of, well, the chemotherapy, cortisone, the things they usually do. I arrived to Ratu about 5 months ago. At the time I had incurable sickness and I was getting medication that are similar to chemotherapy. I met Ratu in November 2003. The reason therefore was I was sick by spondylitis ankylosans. It's a rheumatic disease where the medicine couldn't say where it's caused from. I couldn't see straight to other people, I only saw my own legs. I couldn't lift the arm higher than this.
I met Ratu Bagus 5 years ago, just through chance, whilst I was working in Bali. I was a DJ and I used to go there quite often for work. And being a DJ, I was heavily involved in not only the music scene, but also the drugs that support that culture. I've been taking drugs socially for 20 years.
Circa 2 anni dopo che ho conosciuto Ratu ho scoperto di avere un tumore all'utero e per me è stata una cosa, è stato in realtà un regalo dell'energia.
When I first tried to look at an alternative way to healing, I was seeing people and thinking they would have the magic touch, whether it be massage or acupuncture or something like that.
I remember feeling that I needed someone that would kind of hold me through a process, through a healing experience that I was desperate to have.
The thing I found with Ratu, that he put the emphasis back on me. I had to work for myself. I had to get in there and train. I had to go through all the pain, the mental pain, the physical pain, through the shaking practice.
Basically, any healing that's happening, people do to themselves and by themselves, and after the process of healing themselves, they have the knowledge of healing.
E più cercavo di capire che tipo di energia c'era dietro questa malattia.
I start to understand why I got this disease. Also with the practice of Ratu, I have the possibility to change it back.
In the meantime, I'm in the practice for what it's give, which is much bigger than healing yourself.
Kalau kita bekerja dengan bagus, ini akan bekerja kepada fisik, mental, emosional, dan spiritual.
Dato che siamo interconnessi completamente, processando, cioè nel processo sei, non so, lo stomaco, almeno poi ho capito che era legato proprio alla mia difficoltà a abbandonarmi. Perciò il processo è una sorta di rimozione di ostacoli.
I went into a process which I'm in a little bit at the moment, which is clearing off my lungs. Having been a smoker in the past, there was a lot of crap and gunk that needed to come out of my system. So I began to cough and puke and just get all of this rubbish out of my system.
It's clearing out old negative patterns and addictions, whether it's addictions to substances or whether it's addictions to certain ways of behaving, you know, like the kind of behaviour patterns that we've been conditioned to live in.
My mind had a huge attachment to the sickness. Ratu explained to me that all sickness is rooted in the mind and that I needed to separate my mind from the sickness.
You do not feed your disease anymore. And without any painkillers, without any other medicine, I feel much more comfortable.
When you're not identifying with the pain, it just leaves you so light.
With a shaking session, I can bring this pain out of the body.
He explained that I needed to shake from my heart, so that I brought my focus to my heart and the energy to my heart, which meant and to ignore what was happening in the rest of my body. At the same time, it sort of cuts the mind off from the sickness. So that was a huge help. And then he said that my soul, which is always well, shouldn't follow my body. My body should follow my soul. And if I could separate the sickness from my soul, then the sickness would go.
Cleaning, and we clean so quickly. I mean, it's incredible. You know, if we are dedicated to this practice, the energy will clean you out.
I had resistance, and I didn't really want to do this.
No, you don't understand. This is a torn meniscus, I should have an operation, la-di-da-di-da, I should have my leg up. But everyone going, no process, it's fine, keep shaking. It's like, but it hurts, keep shaking, it hurts, etc.
Before the process, I think it's one way. After the process, until I'm there, I just don't know. So trust will take us through every time.
So I continue to shake, and basically my knee is pretty much back to normal in a matter of 6 weeks of just totally believing in this energy. It's been excruciating, but it works.
And it goes. You don't need any doctors. But this kind of process, which is very deep, you can only do if you take some time. And the best way to do this would be to go to Bali for 2 months.
Going to Bali for me was such a revelation to understand, to see many people that Ratu has worked with for a long time, and see how they live their lives, with real joy and real love and compassion and all of the things that really touched my heart. And it began to make me see, this is possible for all of us.
Io spero di andare a Bali molto presto, spero di andarci per i fatidici 40 giorni che già so da altre pratiche che ho fatto negli anni passati, che sono un periodo completo di rigenerazione.
Went to Bali and stayed in the ashram, which is completely different to how it is now. The beauty of the ashram then for me was that it was so un-westernized.
Living in a different culture for 2 months was also hugely healing and put all the materialism of the West in its proper place.
Sometimes living in the West, it's easy to forget that my spiritual quest, my journey, my relationship with the energy is number one. And always I know it, deep down I know it. But sometimes my mind helps me to forget.
Bali is a great opportunity, apart from the fact that it's a fantastic country, you get beautiful food, you hang out with all these people from the West and the Balinese, and Ratu can also work much deeper with you because he knows you're not just staying for 5 days or 10, you're staying for a month or 2. And by the time your stay is finished, your process is usually finished. I don't know, it's like a miracle.
Very important go in ashram, because in ashram kita akan mendapatkan kekuatan real dari alam semesta itu. Jadi para wisata Bali adalah para wisata spiritual. Di samping itu merupakan juga suatu pengaruh bagi orang-orang Bali dan dunia.
So, really from the start, the process begins, and it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper.
A lot of the practices that I'd done over many years came together in what was happening in this ashram.
I was shaking for 1 month without much happening. And in the second month, I went through all kinds of sicknesses.
For the first 2 weeks, I had diarrhea, and they said, good, cleaning out. That stopped, and then I had a lot of, I was coughing up a lot of catarrh, and they said, good, clearing out. And then that stopped, and then the second month that I was there, I did nothing but scream. And the energy was pushing out anger and grief. My head went completely haywire, and it was as if I was really drunk, and all the electricity in my head was going crazy. And then all of a sudden, in a very gentle way, this energy left my chest, and it just went poof, and it was gone. And I just knew that the cancer energy, the energy of the sickness had left me. And I felt just so amazing. It was as if a whole layer of something had just left my body. And I felt so different.
If you need medicine, it works as medicine for you. It's bringing the soul into your body, the original self, which is the pure, unconditional love that we are, the divinity that we are.
Ratu said within 6 months you can go and check it. I went to check it after 5 months, and they couldn't find any trace of it. I did find some trace, but it's almost gone.
After a period of time, I went to the hospital, and they did a test on me and found that my pancreas was actually functioning almost normally, and that the calcification had largely broken up, and it was recovering, which is quite amazing, really, because they had no answer to that problem. And the pancreas is not known for regenerative qualities like the liver is.
After my stay in Bali, I was feeling so well, and my blood test was so good that my doctor decided to stop my chemotherapy.
Since 3 years I didn't take any medicine anymore. The pain is gone. The body becomes more and more flexible.
The problems I had in the past through drugs, they've gone away. I still need further healing, but from where I was 5 years ago, it's nothing short of a miracle.
È stato un regalo per me perché comunque, avendo una cosa così grande e seria, mi ha dato la spinta per voler lottare ad essere viva, ma non a essere viva così tanto per dire, ma veramente a godere della vita, a capire cosa vuol dire avere una vita bella e felice.
I do a lot of sport now, and have kind of like a more active, normal life, whereas before I was just essentially waiting to die, just like an old man stuck in a flat waiting to die.
When I left to go home, I felt as if I was leaving half my body weight behind in negative energy. And people would, when I got home, people were saying I was looking 15 years younger. Some of my friends didn't recognise me, and I just felt better than I had ever felt in my life. I can say is that having cancer has been the best thing that could ever have happened to me.
Dan blok juga mempercepat ketuaan kita. Nah, makanya energi ini adalah obat awet muda, dan energi ini bisa membangun atau mengganti sel-sel kita yang telah tua. Dan kalau ular makin diam, dia makin bagus perkembangannya. Kalau manusia diam, berarti sel-selnya tidak aktif, dia akan cepat tua. Dan energi ini mengajarkan kita sebagai manusia aktif, positif, dan kreatif. Dan kita sangat berbeda dengan ular.
Trying to find things that will basically, make us happy and content. I suppose that, what do we do to make us happy? I suppose it's being at peace, having the good energy to be able to go with life and enjoy it and to enjoy the journey, I suppose, and I would definitely feel that it is that.
What has Ratu given me? I think the gift that he's giving me is this total light, rather than a specific path that basically is quite closed and very heady.
Credo che Ratu sia una persona straordinaria perché ti lascia libero di esprimerti, libero quindi di trovare la tua vera dimensione.
When I look at Ratu, I see like really like freedom walking, and he tries to impart that to us and help us to find that quality.
I had actually practiced Buddhism before for about 13 years, and similarly to this practice, it was about self-realization.
Ratu per me è essenzialmente un uomo libero. Cioè quello che appare è, quello che è appare, non ci sono filtri.
However, what I found was that it was all very, very heady, and because I'd had a bit of understanding about energy before, it can't just be in the mind, and in fact the mind is the thing that blocks the energy, so and that's where we get all our blocks from.
Questo è importante perché troppe regole, troppe leggi sono un limite, sono un ostacolo, sono una barriera, e invece vedere che l'orizzonte è infinito e che tutto ciò ti permette di sceglierti la tua strada.
La missione di Ratu è in linea con il tentativo di far ricordare a ognuno di noi che l'essere umano è potentissimo e può tutto perché in sé ha energia creativa.
And Ratu is showing us through experience that power, there's nothing higher than that. That we have that extraordinary creative energy. It's who we are. That's why we're here.
questa libertà è sostenuta da una disposizione così assoluta a condividere questo che è quasi imbarazzante, perché ogni tanto prendo le distanze da questa apertura così totale che c'ha lui.
He can be tough, he can be sweet, he can turn you on. He has so many facets in his personality, it's fantastic.
We were all really impressed by the power of this man, Ratu Bagus. And we had some very strong experiences.
As if I was walking through a huge open gate, just walking through that gate and entering a space of light, really. And I still remember that feeling, which completely swept me off my feet, basically.
Yesterday, when we were training, at the end of one of the sessions, he was just standing in the front, looking at people, just looking, and the light was like lasers, bang! Different colours for different people. Like, he just gives everybody what they need, specifically for them.
He gave me a photo of him and asked me to put it on my chest over the night. And I thought, oh, this sounds a little bit unusual, but I do it. And I never sleep so silently, so well as this night, the 10 years before. And I wake up completely fresh and feel very strong.
Io non ho mai lavorato con l'energia, ho sentito parlare di energia più di così.
It's a feeling I had met somebody I had met before. It was a feeling of feeling really acquainted, and I felt definitely I was in the right place. And ever since, this feeling has never left, really.
Nhạc nào hết.
Quello che io ho trovato in questa pratica, essendo psichiatra, è proprio in questa pratica qui il legame fra sviluppare questo lavoro spirituale ed energetico e allo stesso tempo capire proprio se stessi.
So it's not a general thing. It's like he's there for you as an individual, and understands every person and what their needs are, and what their abilities are, what their requirements are.
Quello che vedo di Ratu è, sono sempre stupida come psichiatra, per me è il re degli psichiatri, perché tutte le tecniche che ci insegnano a noi lui le applica in un modo perfetto, che cioè impressionante, potrebbe dare le lezioni. quello che mi stupisce è che lo fa in modo perfetto e senza nessuna timidezza, nessun giudizio.
Lui a volte, o toccandoti o semplicemente guardandoti, ti arriva questa scarica che lui chiama elettricità, che è luce, che è amore, qualsiasi cosa sia, però arriva ti inonda ed è gioia.
Sometimes it is really hard going. It is when the resistance is, like the block, for example, inside, gets worked on by the energy. It can be painful. It can be a big fight to overcome the resistance.
Quando arrivano le nuove persone, la prima cosa che si dice è focalizzarsi e mantenere il focus. Ratu ci dà la possibilità di canalizzare energia dalla sua foto e grazie ad un mantra in se stesso semplice ma molto potente di mantenere la concentrazione. Om Swastiastu Ratu Bagus, che vuol dire salute a te, re buono.
So when I practice, I focus on the light, I focus on the energy, I focus on the picture of Ratu. With that awareness, I make contact with what I sense when I focus on the picture of Ratu, what comes through the picture basically, or what I can contact through focusing on the picture. And that feels like energy.
Un po' come quando per sentire la radio dobbiamo sintonizzarci e quindi dobbiamo girare la manopola. Ecco, è importante che lo shaking avvenga nella vibrazione dell'energia di luce che Ratu canalizza per noi.
This wasn't about him, the man. I didn't have to worry about really what he did in his life. What he was this love. This egoless, beautiful light.
In no time I started crying, and I thought, well, this was a bit strange and a bit extraordinary. And he put me in front of his photograph, and my whole body started, my jaws first started shaking, and then my whole body started shaking, and I said, something's going on here, we have to stay here.
Io devo dire, no, il problema in sé dello farlo davanti a una foto non mi ha mai creato problemi. Non ho mai avuto questa cosa né reverenziale né mi ha dato mai fastidio. Non mi sono mai sentito piccolo di fronte a questa cosa.
I'm kind of asking now for my heart to be just totally opened. It's like you fall in love with Ratu. And you don't fall in love with him like a guru of, oh, I'll do whatever you say, and you know, it's. I've always been a bit scared of that guru relationship.
He's always saying about no attachment to his person. He's just a channel to help us people to open something we all have from the beginning, but what we forgot with time.
For this Ratu better not speak, because no Ratu no walk about if Ratu good speak, you follow me, no good. You must follow yourself.
La sintonizzazione sulla vibrazione energetica di luce è la chiave di questa pratica. Ed è anche la chiave di uscita dalla schiavitù di un quotidiano forzato su una vibrazione energetica di per sé molto bassa.
I'm convinced that if I hadn't met Ratu, I probably wouldn't be here now. I would have either died or I might have even killed myself.
There's a whole world out there of dodgy people who think they are God and are abusing people in a very deep way. So I've always stayed very clear. Ratu isn't like this at all.
Ratu didn't try to say, I can heal you. He really said, you can heal yourself, I'll just show you the way. And that was the big thing that, the big difference I found, that I am doing the healing under Ratu's guidance. And it's so pleasing that I'm taking control back of my own life.
I was a mess, I think. I didn't know that. You kind of go through your life and you think, oh yeah, I'm fine. But I was getting sick, so there'd been years of maybe abuse of myself.
Credi in te stesso e quindi credi in Ratu Bagus, che è differente da altri detti dove uno magari pone ipotesi, non so, in santone, ok, se credi in me, credi in te stesso. No, è il contrario.
Ratu doesn't only teach you that the Guru is inside you. Ratu has you experience that.
E quindi vuol dire che al centro non c'è lui come persona, ma ci sei te. Quindi nel momento in cui te entri in contatto col tuo essere più profondo, sei in sintonia con questa energia, automaticamente ci sei dentro.
Se la pratica avviene senza focus, quindi al di fuori di questa vibrazione energetica, è un po' come fare ginnastica, che non è la pratica. Ci si può anche muovere per un'ora e la cosa può far bene al corpo, ma non è canalizzare questa energia.
Karena itu merupakan suatu mediator. Karena orang itu yang mendapatkan atau sebagai mediator. For energy must be find Ratu Bagus and then Om Swastiastu. Dan kalau kita umpamanya mendapatkan energi, kita akan tidak tahu energi apa itu.
Ratu shows you that God is inside you. God is manifested in the practice, in the light, in the energy. And, we can read and read and read. There's so many brilliant writers out there writing amazing books, but until you experience it, how can you really understand and move through life?
Is giving you your true teacher, the true and final teacher. And the only one that really takes you all the way, it has to be yourself.
For example, Sukri very important for you.
Sukri è molto importante per noi.
Because she 100% believe with me.
Perché lei crede a me al 100%.
For this, like she call energy, and then more people less believe. For people so and so call Ratu energy more, and then sit. This for you. You can feel.
So Ratu doesn't just show you the way, he gives you the experience of the way. Vamos a siesta.